Welcome everybody to tension video number 4. This is what influences tension. Little tips and tricks to help you understand that there might be some factors that we're not even thinking of on our tension. Tension can be affected by the type and weight of thread, the needle size, the thickness of the batting. Wow, it can have a lot of elements to what is causing tension problems. But once you understand what you need to look for and just make those adjustments, so let's jump in and talk about threads. If your thread is a heavier weight, like a 60 or 50 weight, it usually calls for a size 18 needle. Has a little bit bigger eye and makes it go through your fabrics a little easier using that pull on that thread. So look at the thread. There are recommended settings and needle sizes that they will have you use for using their threads. They're doing their due diligence because they want you to use their wonderful threads. Now, if you're using our finesse thread, I'm going to tell you the size 18 is the recommended needle size. Now, if it's cotton threads, usually it's a 16 and it goes down from there. So read what the recommended settings are for, recommended needle sizes are for the threads, and you will be good to go and understanding tension that much better. Things that come into physical contact with the thread are called direct tension factors. Okay, these are such things as the thread itself, the thread guides, they're touching the thread, the cleanliness of the machine, the tension knobs, the bobbin case, the needle, they all come in direct contact with this thread. So they are what we call direct tension factors. Now, there are other factors that can affect tension as well that aren't directly involved with touching the thread but can affect the tension. These are called indirect tension. So let's learn and discuss what some of these might be. There might be the rail height. Notice where your take-up rail is positioned. This can cause bad tension. It can cause your threads to break. If it's up too high, it has a harder time, the needle has a harder time grabbing onto the bobbin thread. If it's down too low, you'll feel that it's rubbing and it makes it harder for you to move across your quilt, and it can cause problems with your tension. The cleanliness of your tracks. Did you know you could get lint and thread buildup on your tracks to the point where your encoders or your wheels can fill and indirectly cause you tension problems, skip stitches or long stitches. And look for the track and wheel alignment. When you are looking at your instructions and setting up your machine and your frame, they have you align your carriage to the tracks on the frame, and also the machine wheels to the carriage tracks. So make sure you're following along and getting those really important steps that can really save you a lot of tension problems, a lot of headaches down the road. I'm going to make some adjustments and show you some of the indirect tension problems that you can eliminate right out of the gate every time you set up your quilt. And that is adjusting the take-up rail. This rail that goes through your machine is called the take-up rail. And we're going to adjust it to the right height to begin sewing. But remember, as you begin sewing and quilting, as you quilt, it starts to fill up. These are also adjustments that you will need to make throughout your quilting process. Every quilt you do, as this pole builds up with fabric, then you will want to adjust it. And you won't want to adjust just one side, you want to adjust both sides. Okay, they equally play hand in hand with each other. So I have undone this pole, and notice that it's just laying right here on top of my hand. My hand is a finger width is what I'm setting the pole to be, a finger width above the arm of my machine. Now I'm going to lock it into place and tighten my knob, and then I'm going to look at the setting that it's on and go down and do the other side. So now I can easily move it, but it's not up too high and it's not down too low. Another pull that's equally important, and in the position that you set it at, is this quilt backing rail. It's the rail that holds all that backing that you're rolling up onto it. It can be positioned too low, so it's sagging down, causing you tension problems, or up too high, so as you're quilting, it can again also cause you problems. So make sure, and this is how I do it at home, that you use your arm, okay? I want to put my hands right underneath this pole right here and my arm as my guide, and I just want to make sure that it's straight across, and it just kind of gives me an idea that it's nice and flat and even. So as you're adjusting this pole here needs to be adjusted as well. So do your due diligence and working on these indirect tension factors and understanding how important they play a role in your tension. And man, it'll just save you so much time and so many headaches. Okay, let's talk about some of the others. The fabric tension. As you're tightening it or rolling it up and making it too loose or too tight can also play a factor in indirect tension. If you have it too loose, it's going to be really, really sloppy, and these top fabrics are going to move and they're going to wrinkle. You're going to have puckers. Now, on the opposite end, if you have it cranked so tight and you have your quilting on it and it's spaced, I have a distant spacing and a small setting on your SPIs. Once you take that off, if it's cranked so tight, you're going to get puckers. So now we're going to check our tension on our wonderful machine here. I have a blue colored thread for my top tension and a pearl white bobbin. It's the same weight, just different colors, because I wanted you to be able to see what good tension looks like and what bad. So we're going to jump in and start sewing. Notice I pulled up my threads, really important. And we're going to turn on the machine and we'll start moving slowly. Don't move it so fast that you can't see what the stitches look like. Go, your machines are your friend and they can only sew so fast. So start moving slowly as you're turning it on and start moving around, going the curves. And notice I'm taking my time and I love to quilt. I'm enjoying the process. Take your time, make some curves, make some straight lines, go up and down. And don't hold your machine in one place too long. Now, it's probably not a problem when you're in regulated precise mode, because when you stop moving, the machine stops moving, so the needle's not going to go up and down. But if you had it in manual mode or cruise mode, the needle is constantly stitching. So if you leave it in one place too long, you're going to get a thread buildup underneath and on top, and oh boy, I wouldn't want to unpick that knot. All right, so don't keep it in one place too long, and just check out the tension. So it's good to have various designs that you're working on to make the tension look correct. But you can notice I have pretty good tension. Now, I can kind of see my white thread coming up, so I might want to make some adjustments, but for this video, I'm just showing you what you're going to look for. In the next few videos, I'm going to show you how to make the adjustments to get that tension pulling nice and even and that knot to the middle layers. Check the back of your quilt. So I'm going to move my machine away. I'm going to pull on it. Let me pull my threads up and let's look at the back of a quilt. Always pull your threads up. It doesn't take that long to do it. And let's turn it over. All right, and I can see I don't really have even tension right now because I can see some blue on the back. It's not bad, but it's not the even perfect tension that I want and I desire. And then, but my stitches look good. So it looks like a stitch. That's good. And it's not loose and I don't have loose threads underneath. It doesn't look like shag carpet. So we're getting there. If I was using the same color as I was using for the top thread on the bottom and my bobbins, I wouldn't even notice that slight little inconsistency of that knot pulling through. And so check it out. If you have to have a lighter color and you'll want to work on your tension, but if I had the same color, I probably wouldn't even be touching the tension whatsoever. So make sure that you're looking at it to the way you want it, because your sewing machine is your friend and it will adjust to the tension as you need it to once you understand how tension works. Join me for the next video when we discuss and learn what to do when the top stitching on our quilt looks bad. Eyelashing and loose stitches. There are a lot of indicators that we need to learn how to fix and adjust on our machine and on our frame. So join me next time.